Hey guys, I wanted to give you a video review of Jack Fauth's services for converting your Jeep into a Jurassic Park Jeep. Um, I'll jump right to the punchline. Why create a video review of his services when, traditionally a lot of us will just throw a thread up on the forums with a text-based review. The reality is that a text-based review just doesn't do it justice. I highly recommend his services. Highly recommend that you at least shoot him an email or give him a call and talk to him about your project. Here's the final product. It's awesome. It is far beyond what I expected to have done. For me personally, I wasn't planning on doing a full repaint. But after talking to him and like seeing his attention to detail, and talking to other shops and getting quotes all around, and taking into consideration doing a full repaint myself, having never done any type of paint before, and trying to build a DIY booth and buying all of the tools and materials and just learning to do it, which would have been fun. The reality is that it was very competitive to use his services. I went with him, and man, I am so glad that I did, because it just came out killer. It is so much fun. He'll tell you about what happens when you start driving around in one, but within 20 minutes of picking it up and taking it home, I had one family hanging out the window, trying to talk to me about it, and a couple older guys give me the honk and the thumbs up on 83 South. So it was pretty funny. But man, I mean, it just came out great. I'll do a quick run around. I mean, look, what I recommend is at least, go and talk to your local shops and get quotes, and just feel them out and talk to them, and see how it goes. I went and I talked to a shop, and I'm sure they do great work, but when you talk to just a generic shop, they're not going to know things like the angle of the stripes, right? They're not going to know the things like sand beige poly. I'm sure they can look it up and they'll understand it, but a lot of shops, they mix their own paint, and again, I'm sure it comes out fine, but for a lot of us, we at least want to have the conversation of what sand beige poly is, and some shops, they do their own thing. The cool thing about Jack is he's done a couple Jeeps now at this point, and he's done a couple with the traditional Radiant Fire Red. This was the first Ford Performance Red that he's done, so he can show you and talk to you about the difference between the Radiant Fire and the Ford Performance. I come from a family of Mustangs, so we are used to the Ford Performance Red type color, and I've always liked it, so that's the one that I chose to go with, and I think it came out awesome. Getting back to Jack, he adds a ton of value because of the fact that he's done these before. He's done Jurassic Park Jeeps before, so again, like I said, he knows how to do the angles. He knows the fonts used. He's got a person to do the door stickers. He knows all those little things that a traditional shop's not going to know. And for me, he brought up a ton of little things that even I didn't know about, having done a ton of research myself. So he adds a ton of value, far beyond what you'll get at any traditional shop. Now I have a 95, so I've got the tan interior, and I decided not to swap it out, but he can swap that out for you. He knows what's involved in all of that. And he's got a guy that can powder coat your wheels. And this is all paint, so there's no like Plasti Dip or anything like that, which is a good alternative solution for a lot of us who are trying to keep it on a budget. But again, when you want to talk about money, at least talk to him about what the cost is, and I think you'll be happily surprised. And the only thing that we'll have to figure out a solution for is nailing down these stone guard covers on the Delta 100s, because mine went flying off on the way home. So there's one up on the side of the road up in PA somewhere. I'll tell you what, I just can't stop looking at it. It's so awesome. I don't know how it's going to come out in the video, but the Performance Red, it's got a very orange color to it. The Radiant Fire Red, I want to say, is more maroon. Personally, I love the more orangey type color. I think it's great. So again, I highly recommend Jack's services. If nothing else, shoot him an email, give him a call. Look, I get no type of kickback from this. I'm telling you guys, like, for those of us who don't want to take this on alone, you need to talk to him. I mean, even if you're far away, even if like the funds don't really support it right now, just talk to him. You know, at least get that relationship going with him, because I think it'll work out for you in the end. All right, guys. Take care, have fun, give him a call. Bye.